Hey everybody, welcome to my channel, Diary of a Mind Alchemist. Today's message is going to be on being unfuckwitable. Not giving a fuck about what people think. We're going to do some mind alchemy or changing our perspective on how we view ourselves and people in general. As long as God approves of you, who cares what people think? Who cares about their opinions? That is something that we all need to work on. I'm not perfect in that area. And so, like I say in all my videos, I am a work in progress. And I do not claim to be holier and more righteous and better than anybody. I'm on this journey with y'all. And we're going to become the best versions of ourselves together. Okay? So not giving a fuck. That is empowering as fuck. Okay? Not caring what people think is so powerful. When you stop giving a fuck what people think, you have the freedom to become your authentic self. As long as your authentic self is healed, but you don't want to be your authentic, unhealed, traumatized, toxic ass self, okay? We should always be striving to become the best versions of ourselves. If you know that you got things to work on, then you need to work on them. It's as simple as that. But if you are a healed person, and healing is a lifelong journey, we never get to the place where we are perfect. So I just wanted to clarify that. When I say healed, I don't mean like completely. But what I mean is healed to a place where you are capable of having a healthy relationship with yourself and others. Then you can be your authentic self and not give a fuck whether or not people like that version of you. When you become healed and know who you are, not what others have told you that you are, but who you are in relationship to the divine, you won't give a fuck about people's opinions anymore. When you've transformed and become that higher version of yourself, people aren't going to like you. The people who used to take advantage and benefited off of that old version of you are not going to like the new you. But who gives a shit? Fuck them. You can't allow those people to have control over your life. You have to have control over your own life. And freedom from giving a shit about people's opinions is one of the most liberating things you can do ever. Because how many people on this planet live their lives to please others? You see it all the time. That's why people want to show off and buy all these expensive things. It's one thing to do it for yourself, but most people do it to impress others. They might get a new car and want to show it to everybody because they care about what people think. They want to brag about all the stuff they got. Some people can't even afford the shit that they got. But that's another story. Because they care what people think. People who are confident in themselves don't need the approval of others for their accomplishments. They don't need to show off because they don't give a fuck what people think. They're enjoying their shit and don't give a fuck if somebody knows they got a new car or how much money they make now or what they're doing with their life. They don't give a shit because it's not about others. It's about them and accomplishing their goals and living their life for them and not others. So when you get caught up in caring about what people think, your life revolves around it. And how you feel about yourself revolves around it. You want to accomplish certain things, not for yourself, but to prove your worth to other people. So even your own accomplishments aren't for you. They're just for other people to view you in a high regard. If you're going to have goals, at least have them for yourself and not for other people. Caring about what people think will control every aspect of your life. Think about it. People change their looks for others. They dress a certain way, style their hair a certain way. Some even go as far as having plastic surgery to look a certain way for others. People hang around certain friend groups to be perceived a certain way. People marry someone to keep up with a certain reputation, whether it's financially, occupationally, aesthetically, to please their family, etc. People go into certain professions for others, go to certain schools for others, change their personality socially for others. The list goes on and on. All because they care about the opinions of others. If you don't care what people think, you won't allow them to control how you live your life. The most powerful thing you can do to learn how to not give a fuck is to understand that what people say or believe about you is their opinion. An opinion is not a fact. That is what they believe to be true about you. So what you need to do is to work on your self-esteem and have high opinions of yourself. Let's not even call these opinions, okay? We're going to call them facts. What you believe to be true about yourself, you can state as a fact. So your subconscious mind will accept it as truth. So when somebody comes and tries to give you their opinion, you can accept it as just that, an opinion. You can say, you know what? You're entitled to your opinion, and I'm entitled to not give a fuck about it. You immediately take away their power. People only say stuff negatively because they're trying to take your power away. They want you to feel insecure. What's the point of stating an opinion to someone else unless it's constructive criticism that you asked for and is actually going to help you in life? There's no need to say it. But we know that people are going to always have an opinion. They're always going to say something. So let them say it. They're entitled to their opinion. People can say whatever the fuck they want to say. The question you have to ask yourself is, why the fuck do you care? Why does what they say hold weight? 10 times out of 10, the answer is always because you care what they think. Maybe because you want to be liked by others, you want to be accepted. And you know, I get it, I understand. But you have to look at it like this. Everybody's not going to like you. I mean, that's just the reality of it, okay? Everybody's not going to accept you. That's just the way it is. But as long as you are loved and accepted by God, nobody else should matter. You can't get no higher than God. Ain't no human being on this planet on the level of the divine, period. And if you are loved and accepted by the divine, who the fuck else matters? People value people more than they do the divine. That needs to change. When that changes, then people's opinions lose their value. When I think about my relationship with the divine, I know it loves and accepts me as I am. It knows the areas that I need to work on and still loves and accepts me. It knows that I'm working on those things, but it doesn't love me any less. So I say to myself, It shouldn't matter what others think, because the divine accepts me, and I'm valuable in the eyes of God. I'm loved by God. I'm accepted by God. I'm approved by God. I don't need nobody else, so I could be a loner and be okay, because I know that I'm approved and accepted and loved by the most powerful being in existence. So if some of the people the Creator created won't accept me, that's okay, because the Creator accepts me, and the Creator accepting me is more important. That's how you become unfuckwitable. You have to change your perspective on how you view yourself and how you view people. When how God feels about you becomes more important than how people feel about you, it won't matter what they think anymore. The basis of you loving and accepting yourself should never come from anything or anyone outside of you. Loving and accepting yourself should come from God living inside of you. That gives you value, not people's opinions of you. When you let God be God in your life instead of people, their opinions lose power. Every time someone doesn't like or accept you, don't take that personally. Because if you are a healed person and you walk in the energy of love and people are still hating you, that's just a projection of their own self-image for some people. And then other times, it could just be that y'all ain't vibing. Your frequency and their frequency don't match. We are energetic beings, and we all vibrate on different frequencies. We're like radio stations. If a person is on 95.7 FM and you're on 99.9 FM, how y'all gonna vibe? Y'all on two different stations, two different frequencies. Feel me? So it might not even be a matter of someone not liking you because they think something's wrong with you. It's not a personal thing. But regardless, the important thing is not to give a fuck either way, whether it's personal or not. Do they have the power of the divine? No. So they don't matter, period. You have to be able to accept the fact that everyone is not going to like or resonate with your energy. Just like there's some people that you don't like or whose energy you don't resonate with. It's okay. That's life. When you start to allow God to be the source of your security, you won't take offense or feel rejected by others or feel the need to prove your worth to others. When you have a relationship with God and have received its approval, that's all the approval that you need. For those loners out there will be people who resonate with you. It might not be many. So don't envy the people that's popular. Don't envy the people that have a whole bunch of friends. Because I promise you, if somebody is liked by everyone, they're likely people pleasers. Because there's no way in the world everybody gonna like somebody. It's because they're accommodating. They're not being their authentic self. They're putting on a mask. And whoever they're around, they become like that person, shape-shifting, just to be liked. When you're your authentic self, you're going to have haters because your authentic self isn't going to compromise. It isn't going to go against its values just to please others, and people don't like that. Unhealed people like what they can control, and if they can't control you, they won't like you. So fuck them. So yeah, they like the yes men and women because they're easy to manipulate. But the people who love themselves and are being their authentic selves are not going to have a lot of people like them. And that's just the way it is. Because they're not going to compromise. They're not going to give a fuck if you like them. We live in a society where we're taught to have groupthink, sheeple herd mentality. You're supposed to want to be popular. You're supposed to want to be accepted by everyone. You're supposed to desire popularity. I believe that's by design. Because when you have a society of followers, they're easier to control. But anyway, learning how to not give a fuck, it takes time and it takes patience. There's going to be times when you do well. There's going to be times when you don't. And that's okay. That's all part of this mind alchemy journey. But you don't allow those times that you don't do well to deter you from practicing, from doing the work. Because over time, you will become more and more comfortable with not giving a fuck. But it all starts with asking yourself, why? Why do I want to be liked so much? Why do I care so much about people's opinions? And after you answer those questions, you ask yourself why to the answer of those questions. And you keep asking yourself why to each answer. When you do this, you're going to eventually get to the core reason of why it's so important to have the approval of others. And then the inner work can begin. Once you know what the root of the problem is, you'll be able to work through it. To clarify, I'm not saying that there is something wrong with people liking and accepting us. As humans, we are communal beings and are meant to have relationships with one another. And that requires being liked and approved of. But when your whole existence and state of being relies on the opinions of others and has a negative effect on your core identity, values, and life path, to where you begin to compromise yourself in your relationship with the divine, then it's time to check yourself. Ask them questions and get your priorities straight. So the ultimate key to being unfuckwitable is placing your value and identity in the divine, the God in you, and not in people or things outside of you. This comes from spending time in solitude for a period of time, asking the divine to show you the areas within you that you need to work on, writing them down and working on them, getting counseling, coaching, therapy if you need it. Getting help doesn't mean you're crazy. What's crazy is needing help and acting like you don't need it. That time of solitude will give you time to heal, to have a deeper relationship with the divine, and free you from the need to have people around because you're scared to be alone. When you're used to being alone, you can set clear boundaries easier and won't feel the need to compromise yourself to get the approval of others. So that's the end of my message. I hope that it was helpful to someone out there, and I will talk to you guys in the next video. Peace.